Hello, new wave of British heavy metal.com here. Today it's the 13th of February 2022. As usual, before we get into the video, if I could ask you please to subscribe to the channel, that'd be marvellous, really be a big help, I'd appreciate that. Today, Toad the Wet Sprocket, right? Who remembers them from the good old new wave of British heavy metal days? If you don't, or even if you do, they were around late 70s, early 1980s, and not to be confused with the American band, which also share the Toad the Wet Sprocket name. And unfortunately for the Toads back then, success didn't come their way. I think there were just a couple of singles that came out, and but now, thanks to High Roller Records, we've got this marvelous CD of their stuff, Rock and Roll Runners, and it really is good to hear it. It's fantastic stuff. The band Toad the Wet Sprocket took the name from a Monty Python sketch, and being polite chaps, they even wrote to Eric Idle, who of course was one of the Pythons, to ask for permission to use the name, and that permission was duly granted. The CD booklet is a very interesting read. There's some expansive notes in there, all about the band's history and whatnot. That's a great read on its own. And you know, they had the right connections. They played at the legendary Bandwagon a lot. They got to know Neil Kay, who was of course instrumental in the whole new wave of British heavy metal thing. He helped them get in a track on the well-known Metal for Mothers compilation from back then. And then it looked even better when the band did a session for the much missed Friday Rock Show. Who remembers that Friday Rock Show, 10 o'clock Friday evening, Tommy Vance? Anyway, I'm getting all misty-eyed reminiscing, aren't I? But they did a four-song session for Friday Rock Show, and surely they'd kick on from there, but sadly not. The good news, however, is that High Roller Records, I say, have put together this excellent 17-song anthology, which includes that Friday Rock Show session and other songs they did from back in the day. And it really is an excellent demonstration of just how good Toad the Wet Sprocket were and how good they could have been. So that rock show, I mean, that's tough to say, isn't it? At about 10:30 on a Sunday morning. The rock show session comprises of Rock and Roll Runner, One Glass of Whiskey, Big Deal, and Just Another Game. 4 high-energy, fast-paced rockers. They punch hard, got great riffs, tasty guitar work, really enjoyable, proper new wave of British heavy metal. Excellent. After that, we've got different versions of Rock and Roll Runner and One Glass of Whiskey in the rest of over the rest of the CD. And Reaching for the Sky was a single which was backed up with One Glass of Whiskey, and for me those two songs sum up what Toad the Wet Sprocket were. I'm really having trouble talking today. Sum up for me how good and what Toad the Wet Sprocket were all about. So big riffs, speeding along, frantic guitar work. It's excellent stuff. And then we've also got similar gems such as Pleasure and Pain, and all great stuff flying around. But then the band style does change a little bit towards the end. Pete's punk song is a sort of a spiky thingy with a bit of piano going on. Feel It wanders into sort of like jazz rock territory, I suppose. Quite a groovy piece with a load of piano on it. Bit different, bit weird. Blues in A, which was on Metal for Mothers, is a straightforward bluesy number, but there's some nice feeling guitar going on. Heart and Minds Part 1 and 2 don't really go anywhere for me, and Charlie is another sort of a more jazzy rock affair, and saxophone all over it, which to me it feels a bit out of place. But don't let that put you off, because the majority of this is proper good old in-your-face new wave of British heavy metal. Excellent stuff. The band are well worth checking out for anyone like me who gets all misty-eyed about the old days and likes to reminisce often. Or if you're too young to remember all that, but just like honest to goodness heavy metal, heavy rock, give Toad the Wet Sprocket a look up. Excellent stuff. Really rather jolly good overall. I say High Roller Records put this out recently. I'll put a link to it in the description below, so you can check it out on Amazon. There's a CD, and I think there's a vinyl version as well. So all good stuff. Check it out. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That really would be excellent and appreciated. And of course, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.